My name is David and welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do a Friday Reads. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I figured since I've got the day off, I should try to do it and talk to you about what I've been reading. I finished two things so far. Unfortunately for some of you, these are comics. I know a lot of you don't like to hear about comics, but we'll get it out of the way early. And maybe you should give them a try, because there's some good storytelling that can go on some of these. So I'm talking about XMen Gold. This is volume 1. So this is a team that is a fairly recent storyline where they branch off into a couple different teams. They've got a red, a blue, a gold, maybe a green or a black. I don't know. They have multiple branches, and so each branch follows a certain set of characters. So this is our current lineup here. Old Man Logan, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Rachel Gray, and then Kitty Pryde. And so this was really enjoyable. Towards the end here, something happens to one of the key members of the team. You can see right there, that's Colossus, who's normally this man of metal, but he is gravely injured. And that sets up very early in book volume 2, which I've also finished, where he's having a conversation with Kitty Pryde, and they talk about how he can't transform into metal. And so this is going to lead up to, at the end of this issue, a really, really good moment in storytelling. Those of you that watched my Old Man Logan video that I made earlier this week, I talked about how it set up really, really well over the course of multiple issues that Wolverine at that time would not unleash the Wolverine. He would not get his claws out. He would not try to fight. Okay? And so we have, later in this issue, this guy who's running rampant. He's murdering mutants. He's inside their home, this school, and he's going after people. And they're all fighting him. And of course, towards the end of the issue, we have Colossus hitting him. And it ends right there with that moment. Bang. Headshot right into Colossus. We've established he cannot turn into metal right now. I can only imagine, even if it's a weekly thing, somebody, as this is coming out, picking that up, getting that panel, being like, oh my gosh, I have to wait until the next one comes out to see what happens. He can't die. That is really good payoff and really good storytelling. And so we have this threat. And they've got to deal with him early on. And he's equipped to take down mutants. He's got a vendetta against him. And at some point in time, he hits Kitty Pryde with something that inhibits her mutant powers. And she's kind of the headmaster right now for the school. And so she's still got to go to face him down. And this highlights, right here, what I love about this character. She's not bothered by it. She grabs her katana. She's had training in a previous storyline back in the 80s, I believe. And she goes toe-to-toe with this guy. No mutant powers. Just her sword, his gun. Awesome, awesome story there. This is done really well. It's a great 2 volumes. I don't have any more of the XMen Gold. I kind of wish I did, because they've got me hooked. I want to read more. The last one, unfortunately, in here did not do well. A lot of it was just set up, and it's all setting up the next thing. And those that are familiar with the X-Men will know that's Mojo, who is a kind of a super villain that runs kind of a TV broadcasting thing, where he puts basically the mutants into situations to get ratings and things like that. And it's really, really interesting. The couple episodes I've read that have him in there, but it sets all that up, and I don't have the next ones yet. Anyway, so today I started Batman Year 1. I've confirmed pretty quickly that, yes, I have read this. I read this about 2 years ago when Steve Donahue and Matthew from Mayberry Book Club read it. But I'm going to still read it again because it's really good. So I'm enjoying that. So the comics are done. We're out of the way. Less than 5 minutes in. Okay. So let's talk about the other things that I'm currently reading. So, what I am presently reading, gotta get back to the cover because for whatever reason it is not loading it up. There we go. So I am reading Book of the New Sun. So this has got Sword of the gosh, I can never remember what it is. Sword of something. Sword of the Lictor, which is what I'm currently in. I'm about halfway through that book and really enjoying it. It's a good return to form to what I enjoyed about book 1. It's still got a lot of unique things. It's got a lot of bizarre elements. It still jumps around a bit. But it's a little bit more grounded. A little more rooted than the second book was. I'm reading through this issue of Fantasy and Science Fiction. This is October and November of, doesn't say there, 2005. So this is their 56th anniversary issue. This is a thick issue. What I've read in here so far was The Calorie Man by Paolo Bacigalupi, which I did enjoy quite a bit, which has me excited to read, what is it, The Wind-Up? Yeah, The Wind-Up Girl, which I have on my shelf and I need to read. And then I read Helen Remembers the Stork Club by Esther Freisner. Did not enjoy one bit. But then I read Foreclosure by Joe Haldeman, which was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So that redeemed the disappointment because I read them back to back. So I've still got a really good chunk of this to go. And I'm excited to do that. I am halfway through John Carter of Mars. So this has got 2 novellas in it. So the first novella I have finished. And that novella is John Carter and the Giant of Mars, which was a really interesting one. Of course, you got to keep raising the stakes with this character who is better sword fighter than anybody. Commands the greatest army in all of Barsoom. So now there's a massive giant. Who obviously, no one can defeat this giant. It towers. And so that presents the problem. So I still have to read Skeleton Men of Jupiter. I've not started it yet, but I plan to sometime in the near future. Because I'd love to get this wrapped up. And it'll probably become, the 11-book series will become one of my bookshelf essentials at some point in time. I am a single chapter into the Midwich Cuckoos. I read that chapter last night just before bed. This is my second Wyndham that I've read. I read The Day of the Triffids, I think last year or earlier this year, and really, really enjoyed it. So this is the other one I have on my shelf. I'm looking forward to reading that for Wyndham, Winter of Wyndham, hosted by Gareth from Book Songs and Other Magic. But the thing I'm hooked on, the thing I can't put down, is The Rise of Endymion by Dan Simmons. This is the final book in the Hyperion Cantos, so 4-book series, which is basically kind of 2 duologies, because the first 2 books follow a set of characters that moves forward, I think, about 400 years in time to follow a different set of characters in books 3 and 4. And this is just absolutely fantastic. I'm just about at the halfway point, and yeah, the Hyperion Cantos will definitely be a bookshelf essential when I get done with them. So spoiler alert on that as well. But there we go. That's what I've been reading. I wanted to keep this short. I'm hanging out with my daughter. We've been having fun. Right now she's off playing with one of her little toys. So it's like I can make a quick video, right? So there you go. That's what I've been reading. What have you been reading? Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you've been reading, what you've been enjoying, or if you've read it and enjoyed any of these yourself. So I'd love to hear from you. Hi, we'll catch you later.